four reactions to the passage of this bill. The first is the socialist, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Go.
This is the largest withdrawal and ending of health care in American history. 17 million people in our country, 17 million Americans in our country are going to lose their Medicaid. They're going to lose their ACA insurance.
No, they're not going to lose it if they comply with the rules. Okay? Now, Ocasio-Cortez wants socialized medicine. Again, that's something you have to understand. Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Cortez, they want the government to pay all health costs for everybody. That's what they want, okay? And that would bankrupt the system so that they'd have to pay, instead of a 38% top income tax, it would have to be 65% to cover that. Because remember, 40% don't pay any of the American homes. So you'd have to raise that level from 38 to 65 to even come close to covering the government covering health care costs. But that's what they want. Punish achievement. They don't like people who have a lot of money. All right, so that's Ocasio-Cortez. Now we got Erin Burnett. Erin Burnett is a 7 o'clock anchor on CNN, and she's an avowed liberal. All right, go.
It's very clear about how many people are going to be kicked off of health care until you were against the CBO.
No, ma'am. You listen. If you want to do the editorial, just go ahead, and you don't need me on here.
Good for him. Okay, kicked off health care. Yeah, if you don't look for work, I guess you got a problem with that, Aaron, huh? Whew. Third, MSNBC, the most radical left news organization in the country. Go.
He'll be signing into law a bill that virtually everyone on Capitol Hill either openly or tacitly admits is a piece of garbage. I mean, its fundamental structure, like the big things it does, is hand out tax cuts to the very wealthy, to corporations, and cuts nearly $1 trillion with a T out of Medicaid over the next decade.
Okay. Very wealthy corporations. They hate corporations, by the way, these people, even though corporations pay health costs for their employees. They're so stupid, it's painful. Okay. So the corporate tax rate is 21%. Stays the same. They didn't cut it. But the socialists wanted 50%. And of course, that would mean that the corporations let fire all these people because capitalism dictates corporations are in this to make money. Socialists don't want that. All right. You can write off a few things under this bill you couldn't, and that's what they're seizing on, the socialists. The final one is Congressman Robert Garcia of California. Go.
First, this bill is horrific for the American public. And certainly it is crazy that you would have Republicans in competitive districts voting to rip away health care, rip away food assistance so that they can give huge tax breaks to billionaires.
That is the biggest lie I think I've heard. Nobody's ripping anything away from anybody. And of course, NBC's Meet the Press, no pushback on that. Say whatever you want. All right. I just threw this in because those of us in very heavily taxed states like New York, where I am, we had to pay Fed and state income tax. Now, there's a break in there up to $40,000 that you can write off for your state income tax for high earners. But here are the states that have the highest income taxes. This is just state. California, Hawaii, New York, New Jersey, Oregon, Minnesota, Massachusetts, Vermont, Wisconsin, Maine. What do all of those states have in common? What do all of them have in common? They're all liberal states run by the Democratic machine. Every one of them. Wisconsin is, close, but it's left. They just want to take money away from the achievers and give it to the have-nots. That's it. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.